Greetings, sisters and brothers. I am Roy T. Bates, founder of the ROI, or ROI, Return on Investments, T, to, B, build, A, assets, T, through, E, estate, S, strategies. The Roy T. Bates Bank of Black Beverly Hills, Lancaster, and Africatown, i.e. Lamert Park. So before I get started, I just wanted to show you a couple of things. What happened?
Professor B, how are you? This is Judge Lynn Toller, and I want to thank you for being a teacher in our community. You know, teachers, first of all, don't make enough money, but we can't do nothing about that right at the moment, but they don't get enough credit for what they do for us. Professor Roy L. T. Bates, Professor B, Roy L. You the man, Renaissance man, I must say. Marine Corps vet, former Federal Reserve Bank employee, Tai Chi teacher. Did you know I have a black belt in Taekwondo? I couldn't beat up a pillow, but I'm impressed by anybody who does those kind of martial arts. Collector and wealth builder. We always need to know a wealth builder. Thank you for being an educator, especially being a guy educator. I think it's very important that young boys see men do what we would like them to do, which is to be teachers and leaders and good dudes. And Professor Roy L. T. Bates, one of those good dudes is you. Thank you so much for being you.
And thank you, Judge Lynn Toller, for that little commercial. Now let's go to the commercial. It'll probably help if I start it. The Asset Builders Community featuring Nomiks, the way of wealth. And I didn't put health back then. Tao means the way or path of nature. Nomiks is the way of building wealth naturally, or building wealth and health. This is an old video, so. So, what is real wealth? I'm a Tao, so teacher, so we know what health is. Teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. First of all, real wealth building starts with a team, i.e., together everyone achieves more. Thus, the A.B.C. is a team of people working together to build wealth. Simple. I'm doing this because I don't know how to do it. In economics, wealth is the value of assets owned minus the value of liabilities owed at a point in time. Assets include tangible assets, land, and financial and dollars and bonds and stuff. Thus, building wealth is simple. Collect assets. ABC members learn how to collect assets to build wealth. Damn, I didn't know it was that fast. Okay. So that's the commercial, you know. Well, let me go through these. These are the, I'm going to go through this so y'all can see it. I just wanted you really to see that. I can do a video, but I like doing stuff by hand, so. So heaven is the first one. Lake. Water. These are all based on the I-Ching. Wind. Thunder. Other people's Monday. That's a good one. Fire. Mountain. Earth. Then at the center. Now, I made this video years ago. I guess I can take this off and look you in the face. it that way with the board. Okay, so this is what I was saying. I like to do things by hand. You know, like I said, I know about fervor, or whatever you pronounce it. You know, you pay somebody in Africa $50 and they would have did a whole video like really, really professional. But I'm a teacher of the old school, you understand? So, in the old days, before computers and everybody's like this all day, every day, you know, we had to put up examples and cut and paste and all that good stuff. So, as I said, this is about the ROI, which means return on investments, T, two, like T.O. B, build assets through estate strategies bank. Now, I didn't start out like I wanted to start out. I was supposed to start out over here. So, let's start again. Let's start with some music. This is Feng Shui, which is what this system that I'm about to talk about is based on. Well, it's Feng Shui music. The Feng Shui music of gathering money. And in this course that I'm giving, you're going to learn the difference between finance, cash, bonds, or paper, and money. Real money is not dollar bills, but we're going to get into all that. Okay, so it's 2023. Wait a minute, I said I was going to use my stick. You know, back in the day when the teacher used a stick like a pointer. 2023, black people. Okay, so now I'm looking at the screen, so I gotta be like, okay, it's over here. Wait, no. Okay, 2023. And it's already the middle of the third month. You understand? It's already March. What are you doing different to build wealth for yourself and your family this year, 2023? You understand? When I was coming up, it was like zero. No, it wasn't that. Well, anyway, do you want to do the same thing you was doing financially and wealth building wise and end up, because shit happening now, banks falling apart. Y'all get what I'm saying? This is for real. I am not making that up. If y'all look at, I know y'all look at news, I don't, but I see the passing, and I study this stuff. I see the bank in Silicon Valley. I'm out here in California. You understand? Banks are falling. Do y'all understand the money is going out? The dollar bill and the coins. Remember they had a coin shortage? How the fuck? I work for the Federal Reserve. So let's get into that first. Now I'm in I'm in the area of what's called Beverly Hills and Leimert Park. You know, I found out it's like the richest black neighborhood in America. I thought it was the first, but they said somewhere in Texas. But anyway, so I'm with some other brothers, and we're getting ready to start our own bank. So this is a flyer. I don't know why the hell they made this little tiny, like, what the hell? People can't read. But anyway, you understand? The brothers I'm with, they got their own coalition going up in Africa, what they call Africa Town. It used to be Leimert Park. But anyway, so, people are starting to wake up. We got to get our own stuff. So the system I'm about to tell you about, Nomiks, or Nomiks, depending on how you want to say it, deals with health and wealth. So I have this little picture here to show that, what this Caucasian guy is saying. So many people spend their health gaining wealth, and then have to spend their wealth to regain their health. I don't know who this guy is, A.J. Murray. So that's the basic concept that I'm about to show you. It's not just about building health, because if you spend your life building health, like the guy y'all call DAZE said, do you know what that means? It is easier to get blah blah blah. It is easier to get a camel through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Do y'all know what that means? Y'all people be saying all this stuff. What it really means is that if you spend all your life, all your mental abilities on gaining money and dollar bills and wealth even, and when you get my age, your body falling apart, now you're going to spend your money going to hospitals. You haven't studied how to heal yourself. Now you got to give it $1 million to some doctor to replace your heart 6 and 7 times like the Rockefellers. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I know it's difficult for people, because I'm a teacher, for people to take 2 concepts at one time. But yes, we're going to deal with health and wealth in this system. I'm sorry if I apologize, I'm never sorry if I get a little excited, but so everything I do, if you look at the videos that I've been making, is based on the I-Ching, the Kung Fu system that I've developed, the self-healing system, which goes into alchemy and immortality, So I just wanted to show this, that I'm not making stuff up. And I'm doing this because you're not going to find nobody like me in the hood. I know that for a fact. Very few brothers or sisters, when they learn this stuff, stay in the hood. They're going to go teach other people, because other people support. And they into this because other people got money. Well, that's the basic. So, this is one of the things I want to put in the book, but I'm going to read it right quick, even though I'm already in 13 minutes. Okay, this is going to be a longer video. I want to blah, blah, blah. The Asset Builders Community. Health plus wealth times stealth. I'll explain that one maybe in another video. Stealth equals free drum. I think I explained what free drum means in the video, in the main video. But let me read this right quick. In these times of financial uncertainties, one of the most important gifts we can give ourselves and our loved ones, children, family, etc., is the planning and building and transfer of wealth. But we must also prepare our children to leverage wealth toward greater health and freedom for the generations to come. So one of my sayings is, well, I'm gonna say it in a minute. Okay, let me finish reading this. We must first establish or renew a commitment to wealth building and health, our greatest assets being our health. Oh, I didn't know I wrote that down. And our personal and group freedom. Personal and group. I know you black people think you free. We must commit to making these a part with assets to build upon. 98% Well, see, I call us Moors and Moors, but y'all call yourself black people, so we're going to go with black. 98% of blacks are born out of a hole left by generations that failed to or do not have financial knowledge to make asset/wealth building and financial literacy a priority. Now, you see there, I said two different things. Financial literacy, like what's his name, the Hawaiian guy. So we're going to get into him a little bit. But financial literacy and wealth building, I had to learn from somebody who was wealthy, are two different things. We make those priorities. Too few of us, even today, have taken the necessary steps to ensure that whatever wealth we have accumulated, great or small, is passed on to the future generations, nor do most of us even know how to pass on wealth. We see many examples of multi-generational wealth among Caucasians, i.e. the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Fords, the Kennedys, etc., etc. The same is not true for Moors and so-called blacks in the U.S. corporation. This false reality has been our inheritance, but we must be determined not to let it become our legacy. See what I'm doing here? The things I'm putting together now, this kung fu I done created, this healing system I have created, and this wealth building system I created, this is my legacy to my children, and, well, some of them don't want children, but my children's children and beyond. Okay, where was I at? This, our inheritance. But we must be determined not to let, I said that. As a first step, the Asset Builders Community, A.B.C, has been founded by me. That rhyme. First, we will teach youth through the Stephen L. Mason Rites of Passage D program. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start the retreat and everything, and then we're going to get into the children's stuff a little later on. Second, we will teach adults, well, that would be first, 18 and over in the Asset Builders community. Third, we will teach elders in the Abel's Elders Leaders D program. Collectively, we are in a position to build and pass on more health and wealth plus freedom to our progeny than any other generation before us. You understand? So now, right after slavery, well, I'm saying that because right after slavery, we had the best black people, had the best progress than we have since. But now we have access to these computers and we can start a corporation just like that, So all we have to do is put something together and do this thing. Okay, where was I at? Okay, Able Elders Leading Program. Collectively, we are in a position to build more and pass on to probably any other generation before us. Oh, okay, so I couldn't find the Bible stuff, but for each of the Tao stuff, I got a Bible passage that goes with it too. I'll do that later. But this one from the Bible says, a good person, I say person, I'm sorry, God. It says a good man, but I say a good person, because women is taking over, leaves an inheritance for their children's children. That comes from Proverbs 13:22. Look it up. If you don't believe me, my teacher said, check it out. Thus, we have, excuse me, we have a moral obligation to establish a legacy of health, wealth, and freedom for our future generations. And it wouldn't hurt to enjoy some of the fruits of our labors while this generation is still able to enjoy them. So following is the process that I have developed. Now, again, I showed you in the beginning, everything comes out of the I-Ching, so I haven't like literally created this system. I just put it together. So, we already said, do you want to be in 2023? I'm talking about this year. I'm not talking about, oh, I'll start a business. I'm not talking about starting a business. None of that. Well, let me reiterate. Business startup is involved, but we're going to get into that. So, but the point is, what do you want to be in 2023? Do you want to be, okay, I'm over here. Do you want to be a 0? I got to start looking at the board instead of looking at y'all. Do you want to be a 0? Because I'm trying to talk into the mic. So, what is this about? How to build, well, again, I left it out. Health and wealth with assets. And make your home a $1 million chest. Oh, man, I got so many concepts. I'll have to get into that into another time. So, over here, let me pick y'all up so you can see this. Well, let me just take it down like I did before. Okay, it's not coming off. So let me pick you up. Now you see, the CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. So that's whether y'all want to believe it or not, because in every change in society, there are people who won't change. When they change from steel to electronics, people wanted to stay in steel. And that industry died, and they died. The information age. So the electronic information age is still kind of in, but information, you can just sell information now. So anyway, everything is going to electronics. This is from one of their magazines telling us what's happening. Let me read it. The nice thing about CBDC is it would suck up all the deposits out of the banks, so you would actually and fractionally, and so you will actually end fractional reserve banking. I used to work for the Federal Reserve Bank, so I know what that means. We need to move to a different monetary system, away from fractional reserve banking. Now that sounds good, but they're talking about, what is that called? Digital currency and all that stuff. But what if, now you put all your money on these, digital currencies, and then all of a sudden the computers, somebody throw one of them bombs over there that shut all the electronics down, and where's your money? Alright, so we're going to get into something different. This is about, now anybody can do it, but I'm what you call a black person. So I'm focusing on black people. So, as I said before, I can take this one off. The system is based on the I-Ching. So when you get into I-Ching and Tai Chi and all that, and Feng Shui, really is based on Feng Shui. which means wind and water. So in feng shui, back. So in feng shui, in Tai Chi and all that, we deal with the energies coming from the 8 directions, right? Now, each of these energies coming from see, they backwards from us. Our north would be up here, and it would be opposite in America. But anyway, northwest, see, people don't think about those directions. Southwest, northwest, northeast, and southeast. The corners of your room, where south, north, west, and east news are the 4 walls. So now, as you can see, each one of the energies deals with a different area. So now, what I've done is take this and applied it to wealth building and finance. Not just wealth building, finance, which is dollar bills, bonds, paper shit. Alright, so that's the foundation. I didn't make this up. Because people will say that, that's your idea. Dude, thank you for giving me that I made this up. Thank you. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's get to the system. This is the system. So before I go into that, I'm going to give you a little story about how the system came about. Real quick. I grew up, my father had businesses, and so I learned business from an early age, like from 5 years old. My father had what's called, later on we called it Father and Son's Television Repair. At one point we had 3 stores, and at that point I was managing them, and that's when I decided to go in the Marine Corps, and I wanted to learn electronics to come back and take over the stores. But I didn't get a contract, so they put me in administration. And the part of administration that I did was ordering parts for weapons that was used in that, the Bush War, the first Bush. So that was my beginning in learning finance, but it was reverse finance, because in the military, what I had to do, I had a $250,000 per quarter budget, and I had to spend all that money every quarter, or by the next year we might get less money. So it's reverse of actual business. So now, through my teaching career, all that stuff up there, when I was teaching people in Harlem, I taught a lot of black business people who was in business. People got me started, and some of them was wealthy, so they taught me tips here and there. And then when I came out here this last time to California, I met a brother whose name is Keel Owens. I hope you don't mind me saying his name. I'll tell him when he get back. But he is a producer for Babyface and record producing. And he gave me, I wish I would have had one of his black people, but this is one of his CDs, and if you get it, it's called All In. It's probably old, but this is one of the CDs that he produced, and his name is back here, but they got his name O-Ins. But anyway, that's him. So he was a millionaire, so he kind of, taught me a few things. He gave me this book on, starting a brand. You understand? This book has all the brands that have become household names. Like I can go to and Oreo cookies, how they started out. Lipton tea. You understand? So these are brands that started from nothing. So this is like motivation. You know what I'm saying? So besides that, what he and I got, he really gave me the other side, the wealth side of this. Because most black people, they got us, just get that money, just get that dollar bill, and stack it, stack dollars. Okay, so you stacking dollars. You got $1 million in the bank, right? So, What happens if the dollar, like I've just been telling you about, what happens if the dollar is no good no more? Don't think that that can't happen. It has already happened. See, I do my research. Go look at Germany. When all this depression was happening in America, go look at Germany. And the mark, oh my God, it gets the mark of the beast, German. But look at Germany. They were burning $1 million marks just to keep warm. So yes, your dollar will be dead, and very soon. Don't believe me. You understand? Go listen to these Caucasian people that are telling you what's getting ready to come. They telling us. That's what's tripping me out. They telling us, get your ass ready. So anyway, where was I at? So, like I said, I used to work for the Federal Reserve Bank, and I like when I say something, I like to show proof. Now I had my ID picture and all that, but I lost all that stuff. But this is back when I had a house and everything in Altadena, and this is back. I think this is in Pasadena though. I think one of my girlfriends took this picture. But anyway, this was back when I was working there. So I work for the Federal Reserve Bank, and it's not federal. I worked for USA Petroleum and learned about gas. That's a whole nother subject. And then I worked for the first Bank of America when they first opened up out here in LA. Alright? And I learned all that stuff. Well, I learned, I had a clearance. I had an FBI clearance when I joined the Marine Corps. And then what they told me got me those jobs because I had the clearance. You just don't walk into the Federal Reserve Bank and be like, I want a job. Try it if you don't believe me. So back to the system. So the system has 10 parts. So the commercial I showed you, the last 2 parts I actually changed after I talked to my brother Keel Owens. So now it's a 10-month course. And what I was saying, that most people just learn to start a business and pull yourself by your bootstraps, and and you go in the hood, and these little black businesses, the lights is out and they shelves is half full and shit, and they struggling. No, dude, there's a better way. It's called unity. Yes, let's get together, but only like-minded people. This is not about all black people, because there's some black people that nobody want to deal with, and I'm not dealing with them. You got to be already there. So anyway, okay, it's already a half hour. Anyway, so over the 10-month course, this is how we do it. Okay. The first part. So, now I hate when this happens. I can't think of his name. Rich Dad, Poor Dad guy. So the first part is going to be about knowledge, not just financial literacy as he talks about, but wealth building and, wealth mindset, all that type of stuff. So the first month, the people that, get along with me, we'll do Zoom or whatever if you're in another state. But I would like I'll get into that later. I would like a group of people right here in LA, so we can go up to the land and I can show you the land, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so the first month deals with heaven. And in the I-Ching, heaven is 3 solid bars. It represents higher knowledge and philosophy and all that type of stuff. So we'll be getting into the knowledge of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Or wealth. I changed it, but we'll get into it. So, we're just going to talk, and we're going to start the plan of how we're going to make a cash flow and everything. So all the planning and everything will be done in the first month. The second month is what I call wise spending. So the first month is the creation of financial genius. So here I'm putting in the I-Ching, but I get that actually from the Bible. So each one of these, I do have a Bible, not saying, a Bible quote that deals with each one. Finances in the Bible. But I got this, the creation of, or I should say the genesis of financial and wealth building. So the creation of knowledge. So the second, and that's heaven. The second would be lake. So you see one broken ball, yin, and two solid balls. All these are vibrations. They are representing vibrations of specific energies. So lake is that energy, and I put there wise spending. And what we're going to get into there is group economics, the use of bartering, group buying, and group investing. Now, for instance, now you right now looking at this, you're looking at it as an individual, and you want to invest in something to make yourself wealthy. You'd be like, damn, that shit costs $10,000, and I ain't got $10,000. But suppose it was 100 of us, and we just put in $100 a piece. Now, of course, we would own it. We would all own it, but we would own it. We put up that $10,000, bow, $100 a piece. Boom, it's done. Now, I'm saying that as a group, but also everything that we do as a group, you will learn to do as an individual. Individual. Anyway, so that's late. Like, learning how to spend, dude. See, if we bartering together, and the biggest thing about this is the group buying. You need some sneakers? Well, maybe 12 or 6 other people in the group need sneakers. So, come to the group first before you spend $300 or some god dang nabbit Air Jordans. Come to the group. Be like, anybody else want sneakers? Oh, let me check. We find 6 people. We get them wholesale. That's group buying. Next, cash flow. I know everybody. That's what everybody want to know. Cash flow. So that deals with the element of water flow. You understand? And what does it say in the Bible? Be fruitful and multiply. And everybody think he just talking about children. But we're talking about cash flow now. In the third month, we're going to start talking about how we're going to, the planning of cash flow in the first month. But by the third month, we will actually be investing as a group in specific online businesses to bring the whole group cash flow. So under there, I got the starting of multiple businesses that don't take a lot of time, money, or effort. Flow. So what's next? Okay, I got that uppy sidey downy. So now wind. Now wind is talking about credit. So now some of you may already have some of these, like credit. You may already have your credit together and all that. But I would still say take this course because there are probably some things that you will learn that is not just about getting your credit score up. How about getting cash through credit? Ooh, do you know that one? So in that month, we're going to deal with perfect credit. Next, and that's wind. So you see there's only 6, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm never sorry. There's only 8 configurations that you can get with these 3 lines, broken and solid. So the next one is thunder. Thunder. Now, why we say thunder? Because it's about OPM, getting other people's money. And I'm not talking about loans necessarily. If that's what it comes down to, if you want to do a business and you can't get free money, and you might have to do a loan. Why I talk not against loans, but that's like the last thing, is because you're going to owe money to people. But if you get a grant, or if you got a farm or something and you get a subsidy, you don't owe no money back. Duh. But you just gotta be into the paperwork. You got to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed to get them grants and stuff. But that's the whole point of this course. That month, you will learn how to do that. Whether you use it or not, if you buy the course, your ass gonna learn how to do it. See, I'm from the hood, so I say ass and shit like that. If you don't like it, don't buy my course. I'm just joking, buy the course. I don't care if you don't like it or not. So the next element is fire. You understand? And fire is asset protection. Now, many of you, I designed this course for people, for po. I mean, well, y'all got to pay for the course, but you understand, this stuff I'm talking about, and I'm telling you from experience, because that's why I keep mentioning that I worked at the Federal Reserve Bank, I worked for the Marine Corps, that I know a little something, and I know that most black people don't know the whole system of wealth building. This is the whole system. Build your knowledge, get a cash flow. Well, we're going to go through that. So where was I at? Fire is asset protection. So why I started out saying that, because you might think right now, well, I don't have a whole bunch of assets, but if you take this course, you're going to learn how to build assets. So you have to know how to protect and keep your assets. For instance, these days, I wouldn't advise it, because if you look at what's going on after Corona, but if you did have one of those businesses where you had a storefront business, right? And then some Negro, probably not Negro, probably some Caucasian come, and you got a little crack in your stoop in front of your store, and they trip, and they sue your ass, and they find out what's all your assets and what you own, and believe me, they will take everything. So, in asset protection, right there, you learn to protect your ass. Insurance, incorporation. Basically, you will learn how to be financially invisible. Ooh, that one. I love that one. There's a whole book on just being invisible financially. Wow. So we're getting down to the gist of the whole thing. Now, earth. That was fire, thunder, wind. So now we're getting to mountain. Now, mountain. What do you do if you come? Many of you city people don't know about mountains, but if you come to a 5-story building, what do? You either got to go in it, around it, under it. You ain't going through it unless you got a bulldozer. So mountain is about accumulation of earth. So where was we? Oh, earth is next. So mountain is about estate. Where am I? Estate planning. Now, again, the same thing as in protecting your ass. Estate planning, you might say, well, right now I don't have a whole bunch of stuffuses that I want to pass down. That's why we're going to do the course, because when you finish this course, you're going to have a whole bunch of stuffers to pass down to your children or to your dog or whatever the hell. But anyway, so in the 8th month, I apologize, in the 7th month, we're going to deal with estate planning, the creation of wills, trusts, etc., to pass on wealth. So just a quick note on that. See, a lot of black people, like I'm like I think I said I'm right here, right next to Black Beverly Hills, the second richest black neighborhood in America, right? And I do my studies, and I can almost bet you that most of them don't know about trusts. See, it's one thing to have a will, but that can be contested, and it goes into what's called probate court and all that type of stuff. So everything that you've built up over your whole life can be taken away in court. Might take years, but it can be taken away. But when you create a trust, now you've created something that's gonna, and it's a tax thing. So you might notice I didn't mention taxes anywhere in any one of these because at different points there's different things in dealing with the taxes that we have to talk about. So now we get to the 8th month. Now we're getting into the good stuff, the whole part of the whole point. 1/3 of the point of the whole thing. The name is the Asset Builders Community. And basically what that is a sister and brotherhood of that want to build wealth together. But what I found out is that it's not new necessarily, but it's kind of a new way of building wealth. Buying assets. This is really so cool, it's a trip. Because what you do, you take this, what's called fiat money, the dollar bills, and you buy things like an antique or a piece of art. These things are called wealth. You understand? I took a whole grip of money to the bank one time, and I was like, I want to open up a bank account. So she's like, oh, cool. And she went on the computer and be like, no, and came back and said, no, we can't open a bank account for you because your credit is bad. I'm like, wait a minute. I got a stack of bills here. They don't want your money. You understand? That is not wealth. So anyway, let me show you a couple of things about wealth building too. Damn, I was supposed to be, but anyway. See, collecting wealth is different than starting a business and then trying to get people to buy your product. And I mean, you can do that. I'm not talking totally against it. I'm like, these days you don't have to. Oh, okay. My. Oh, there go my whole demonstration. I should have did it over there, huh? So anyway, so I wanted to just show you right quick some things. Now, what the Asset Builders Community is about, I'm going to show you, like I said, how to buy assets. Now, the trick is, you can go to an auction, like this is a book from one of the big auctions, right? Now, they sell stuff at the auction, but at an auction like this, oh man, now here is a page out of that book, right? Okay, that's a painting. Of course, I'm gonna show some Chinese stuff. That's a painting, and it's by Zhang Jiyang. Who is that? The Return of My Sight. That's the name of the painting. Detail, ink and color on paper. Hanging scroll, 50 by 26. Look, 150,000 to $200,000. Would you pay that much for this painting? Really? If you had the money like that, would you? So what I'm talking about is learning how to collect stuff like what I just showed you, right? This is a whole book on all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of things, that you might like personally. Glass, colored glass, or whatever. Anything that you can think of just about, there's a collection. Poo-poo. The other thing I like is Oriental rugs. Now, let me just open up the page. That one right there. West Angola, late 19th century. 14,000 to 16,000. Those are dollars, not yen. Are you starting to get the idea? So, the point is, when we get to this part, the actual asset building, I'm going to show you how we can buy stuff. Of course, now, again, if you don't have money like I just talked about, there are, I made a video where I showed some of the smaller things that I have collected. Like I have a Muhammad Ali's last fight, the program. Before he passed, that was worth $1,200 when I got it. And this is years later. He's passed for years, so I know it's worth a lot more. That's just one thing. So what I'm saying, when you collect assets, what you're going to do is have it appraised. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you how to buy it below those costs that I just told you about. You understand? There's ways to buy this stuff below what they're worth, not their retail. There's no such thing with these things with retail value and all that dumb shit. Below what they're worth on the market. And then you get it appraised for what it's really worth, right? Now you put that appraisal in your asset portfolio. Now, when you go to the bank, they look at your portfolio and you be like, they'd be like, so, you just bought such and such? Say you buy a diamond ring, you got it for $3,000, but it's appraised at $5,000. So when you get it appraised and get that piece of paper from the appraisal guy, you take it to the bank and the bank put it in your portfolio and they'd be like, oh, your net worth now is $5,000. So you continue to do that. Continue to buy assets. And you place them in your house. The stuff I just showed you really go in your house, right? Your carpets, your chinaware, stuff like that. Your house becomes a treasure chest. The only problem I can see with that, you might not want a whole bunch of people running around your house with sneakers and shit when you start collecting like that. So you might have to have a room. I'm going to show you how to get a house. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to show you how to get a house so you can build your room for your family and stuff. And then when you want to show your stuff off, you'd be like, Negro, take your shoes off, but wash your feet. Anyway, so I'm going on long. That's the 8th month. That's what we named after, asset building. So that's Earth. That's the 3 broken lines. That's the receptive. Now, in the center, I have those 2 patches there because I changed them. Originally, I was talking about money management, but we'll deal with that again in heaven, in the beginning, in the knowledge part. So, these last 2 complete the whole thing. So, in the 8th month, we're learning how to buy assets to build our net worth. Buy stuff, antiques, art. You understand? Now that's what this month is for. Because we're gonna be buying stuff throughout the 10 months. But in this month, you're gonna learn now how do you authenticate. You understand? So say you into art, you buy a piece of art. How do you authenticate it? Because there's a lot of fraud with these types of assets. You understand? It's called tangible assets. Look it up if you don't believe me. I didn't make this stuff up. God dag nabbit. So anyway, so I replaced it with land banking, and family banking is the ultimate, the family banking principle is like the ultimate foundation of this course. So what I didn't show was like, a couple of weeks ago I got into, it's been raining out here, so I haven't been out. So I want to get one of them things where you collect the coin. But a couple of weeks ago, since I've been in the house, I just start collecting coins again. This is one of the, I just wanted to show this because this is a collecting thing that children or adults can do. So this one, I'm getting the states together, and when I get to 50 states, I guess I'll get the, the velvet thing that you put it in. But just it's like, I'm like chilling. I'm like, when I'm chilling out and I don't have anything to do, and I can't hardly see these goddamn little letters, so I gotta put on some magnifying glasses. But it's kind of fun. And the other thing is, why I started collecting these, is because, like I said, if the money is no good, if everything goes electronic or whatever, these may be worth a lot of money down the road, 20 years, when my grandchildren get it. And then after I only knew about the states because I started this a long time ago, and then I probably spent it or something or lost it. But then I found out it was all types of quarters. They got places and people and events. So I'm like, yeah, I want to collect all those quarters from each of those different areas and have a whole bunch of damn quarters, $2 bills. So, land banking. I didn't put anything about land banking up, but land banking, the way I do it, out here in California, or where I have the land at, is the biggest or the largest land banking area in the United States. Now, if you look at my videos, you're going to see it's the desert. They call it the high desert. Of course it's high. I smoke marijuana. So we in the high desert, but so is Mike Tyson out there too. And they're, they growing herb, and, they got blunts for $50,000. So you got to be up there to deal with Mike Tyson out there. They got the largest hemp field. Is like a big experiment, 500 acres. So you might look at this and be like, oh, the desert. I'm from New York, the Bronx, so I've had this idea for years. I never thought about going to the desert. I went out there, it's beautiful. But I'm just telling you that because that's where the retreat will be. And the retreat will be part of the membership of the Asset Builders community. So, you can come out there anytime and chill. The grand opening, let me get this in, is on May 19th this year, 2023. May 19th is on a Friday, and we're going to do a camp out, come out, camp out, smoke out, cook out, but get out of the city. Or you can just look at it on Zoom. Now, what that's going to be about is exactly what I'm talking about here. The whole weekend we're going to be talking about Nomiks and what I didn't talk about. What I didn't talk about, the other part of this. Now, these 8 parts of Nomiks is what I got together with Keel Owens and and students, put pieces together and found out there are 8 parts, really now 10 parts to wealth building, not just collecting, not just stacking dollars, so the thing is broken down into parts. So in here's knowledge, then we're going to get into cash flow and credit. Then we're going to get into how you keep your money. Then we're going to go into how you build wealth. So it's kind of like 3 parts. And that deals with this too. So land banking, we're going to learn how to get raw land out here, even if you're in another state or in your state, get raw land and use it to live on and make money with it. You understand? Why are you paying rent in a city? Look, I'm renting out a room and I'm paying less for 5 acres of land than what she's renting the room for. Do you get it? You think I'm playing? I'm already doing this. When Keel taught me that part of the system, the financial part, I'm like, it's done. Because, he left the music business because, he got a little unhealthy, whatever. So we got together and I came with the health part and he taught me the wealth part. And come to find out that it both has 10 parts. So the part that I contribute is the Tao. Now, for each of those parts of the system, there's a different exercise. I'm using this because I'm not on the land. All my stuff is on land for the pictures and stuff. But anyway, each direction, like I showed you, has a different energy. So, I didn't make this up. I learned from Dr. Stephen T. Chang, author of The Great Tao, the 8 feng shui exercises. So I looked at that and I'm like, wow, those 8 feng shui exercises match you up with each of the 8 directions and the energy that goes along with that. So when you face this direction for thunder and you're doing that exercise, understand, you're bringing on the energy of gathering or other people's money. So each exercise is the energy, absorbing the energy. And I learned that in Tai Chi is the same thing. It's not different. Except only thing that I did is add the financial part. You understand? So, like I showed you in the beginning, the whole idea of this side of it is that if the stuff that I'm about to show you, you're going to get it. If you get into it, you might get into it and then forget about your health. So from the very beginning, we're going to deal with health and wealth. And like I said, now stealth is we get into that, the privacy part, personal privacy and invisibility and all that type of stuff. So there you go. I've added the health side to the wealth building. So, like I said, I know it's hard learning 2 subjects at the same time. People be like, do you teach Tai Chi or do you teach wealth? Everything is supposed to be under the same system. That makes it systematic. So, what do we have here? When we always talking about, they went in Africa and they stole the wealth from Africa and they stole us from Africa. Some of the things we're going to get into, like if people be asking, why did the ancient Egyptians stack up all that gold with dead peoples? Oh, there is a reason. So, that's Africa, right? And that's how it's been cut up by the Caucasus Asians, the Europeans. So this is a flyer that I had made. And I say real wealth versus paper currency. So you see in a couple of parts, in 3 parts of the country, they got oil. In this part, all the way from this end, all the way down here, gold. You understand? And they just cut up Africa. This is how they did it. So, I wrote on this flyer, when other countries go to Africa to steal their wealth and people, they don't go to rob a bank for paper currency. They steal land, gold, diamonds, oil, and the people, etc., etc. Then we go to their markets, like the gold market, like the supermarket. Do y'all hear the words? The mark of the beast. We go to their markets and buy them back to show off in our hoods. Remember when everybody showing off gold chains? The point of wearing big ass medallions and big ass gold chains wasn't the problem. The point was you're buying it from Jews, stealing it out of our land. You get it? When they rob our tombs from ancient Kemet, so-called Egypt, they take gold, antique furniture, etc., etc. Again, then we go to their museums to see this stuff. Oh yeah, we're going to have our own museum, the A.T.E.A.M Community Museum on the land. You know, we go to their museum to see them. Paper currency is not real wealth. You understand? Anybody, and this is what I found out working at the Reserve Bank, because as soon as you walk in the front door, they have what you call pamphlets, and the first pamphlet I picked up tells you that the pamphlets that the Federal Reserve put out says paper money is only good because of the confidence of the people. What is real money? 999.9% gold, 999.9% silver. Look it up. Look at the Constitution of America and find out what real money is. Okay, let's go on. So if you want to build real wealth for the future, saving or just saving paper currency, because I could be wrong. Maybe the dollar bill won't die. Yeah. But if it don't, save some of that, have your cash flow. But build true wealth is in assets, land, gold, etc. Okay, I'm already in an hour. And I haven't even gone halfway through. So anyway, I think I've said enough. You understand? What I'm already started is called the Roy Bates Bank. It's 4 different levels of banking that we're going to be teaching in this course. The first I call personal banking, and that has 2 sides. There's a video that talks about all the stuff that somebody made for me, but I like doing these. Personal banking has 2 sides, like I said, the health and the wealth building. And then we have family banking. Now that's at the end of the course, but it's second. I go from personal to family banking. I didn't go into family banking, but family banking is the way the wealthy bank. People like Walt Disney, like I'm starting Meadowland, Wakanda of the West. People like that, how did they stay millionaires when the country was in a depression? They use what's called life insurance, but a specific type of life insurance. Now this is the end result, the family bank. What happens is you have 2 things happening. You start the family bank, right? And it's insurance. So when you drop dead, it's insurance, just like any other insurance, but it's a specific type of insurance. In this insurance is about saving at first, not like checking and all that dumb shit, right? So you're saving, and at a certain point, you're going to get to a point or a certain amount of money where you can start lending money out. Now check this out. The insurance company actually gives you the money to lend out, and the principal stays in the account. what's the name of it? Your insurance policy. So your insurance policy still, say you have $100,000 in the insurance policy. So, your son or your daughter or your wife, don't give your wife no money, but, okay, your son want to start a business, right? Okay, I'm going to give you 50,000, and there's rules. You got to pay it back, da-da-da-da-da, but you can take that $50,000 out of the insurance policy and give it to your son, and he starts his business, whatever. But the $100,000 is still in the policy, and it's collecting interest. Wait. So I can loan out money, and the money that I'm having in my policy stays there until I drop dead. I can become a bank. So that's the end result. Because now that information in the family is not a whole lot. But, like I said, I'm doing this whole system because most of us don't know how to do the whole system. You understand? So the exercise I showed you at the center is just breathing in and out. That's the Qigong. This is a breathing exercise that you learn the breathing exercise first, and you do the breathing exercise. But that's the whole thing to this whole thingy. A way of building wealth where you ain't got to have no storefront and pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work your ass to death till you drop dead, or work a job till you're my age. I'm supposed to be retiring right now. Guess what? If I was retiring right now, guess what? I would be fucked. 401ks are gone. People, 401ks. The Silicon Valley Bank just fell apart last week. So if y'all think I'm joking, I didn't drop the bank, and I think another bank just failed. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. We best take control of our financial and our wealth building future for us. Because I want to do it now. I want to do it while I'm still alive. And for our future generations. You understand? So, oh man, I dropped the book. I dropped the computer on the book I wanted to show you. I'm not going to go through this. The number 316-992-7000. Call me and I will give you a free consultation. The other thing I wanted to say is that I'm about to give you a a website where you will get 2 free books. No, books, not, when people tell you, like, go to my website and you get a book, and it'd be like 3 pages and shit. No, these are books. One book is on how the Orientals build wealth. So that'll show you what I'm, get deep into what I'm really talking about. And the other book goes into this game called Go. Oh man, so much. When you get into this, we're going to get into the art of war, which can be used in business and finance, So I have a book on the game Go, because the game Go teaches you about the art of war. And then on that same site, I'm also giving you a free master class. It's free. Just go to the site. But let me remember to say that is an old site, and I lost the code to get in and all that garbage. So don't call none of those numbers or nothing. I just gave you the number, 316-992-7000. Hit me on email. I-C-H-I-N-G-T-A-O at yahoo.com. I-Ching Dao at yahoo.com. So, when you join, or if you join, I will send you the book. So, well, this is one of the books. So you get this right off the bat. Now, it's called the A.B.C, Asset Builders Community. So this one that I will send you when you join, this one's not free. Oh, I'm giving a lot of free stuff already. Oh, here's where the free stuff. Go here before I talk about the book. To get the free books and the free bank school master course, go to www.wix.com/per netter kemet la 1 per PRNTRKMTLA1 per netter kemet la 1 bank school. You got to put a dash in the middle there. I forgot to put that here. But put that dash. Bank dash school, right? www.wix.com/per netter kemet la 1 / bank that thing school. And 2 free books, a free masterclass. Now the masterclass are videos and downloads and things on each part of the system that I just talked about. Now each video is by the actual teacher who will actually, I'm not teaching the course. I just put it together, but I have actual courses from each of different teachers that will teach each part of these courses. I'm going to teach the health side of the course. You understand? So, all this is about, part of it is about melome. You understand? Melome is not just about advancing us, our melanin. It's getting our finance and wealth building together, getting our health together, da-da-da-da-da. It's a whole thing. Self-defense, like I'll punch the poo-poo out of you. And I'm a little skinny old man, but you understand? So all of it, like I said, comes from the I-Ching. Book of Changes. You understand? I'm going to do a separate video on the Book of Changes because, again, I know for a fact that a lot of us don't even know anything. I've had people here, and they're like, what is the Tao? What is the I-Ching? And I'm like, wow, I really have to put this stuff out. Because Caucasians know about this stuff. We don't. We waiting for it. Jesus. Anyway, I'm not gonna insult. So anyway, that's about it. Oh, I didn't say what the course. Okay, here comes the money part. The course is 10 months long. Okay. Now you'll be able to. We're gonna be starting to get cash flow and all that in the first 3 months of the course. We're gonna show about it. If it's not happening, then quit, and I'll give you your damn money back. But anyway, the cost is 10 months. Now, the cost, and it's no, oh yeah, maybe no. The cost is $1,000. Oh no. But you can pay $100 down if you ain't got it like that. Because I'm like 10 months. That's $100 a month. That's $25 a week. Now, I know my people son like, okay, if you don't have $25 a week, then you probably shouldn't be. No. So we break it down to $50 per month. Put $100 down, $50 per month. If you're in another state, we'll have to do Zoom classes. But a lot of this stuff I'm going to be doing, sending you information, doing videos, whatever, throughout the course. So you'll have it wherever you at. I don't care where in the world you at. You can do this where you at. Build wealth and start helping your people. So at the end of the course, you can either become a certified Roy T. Bates bank person. You understand? We're going to be, when the people who get certified in this, there's two things. You can either become a mobile bank person or a asset builder. Again, I'll get into, I think I already did, but I'll get into that in another video. So you can get certified, or you can just take the course and use it for your own personal purposes. Now, what the asset builders community will be about, when you become a part of the community, there'll be, benefits of being part of the community, like the group buying. You understand? If you're doing this by yourself, you may start your own group buying group with your family, your friends. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be, but I would like you to be. But if you want to be a part of the Asset Builders Club, come join me. And we're getting ready to get paid. I need teeth. You understand? The only reason I ain't bought no teeth yet, because they literally just started the lawsuit against the Marine Corps for poisoning us. I still have on my teeth, but they just broke off because of brittleness from the poison from the water in the Marine Corps in like Camp Lejeune 1970. I'm gonna say this on every god-dag-nabbit tape or video I make. They poison me. You go into the Marine Corps to serve where you at? To serve your country. So literally the lawsuit, I left my teeth like this because waiting for the lawsuit. Literally this year or last, whatever, the lawsuit has finally come up. So they call me, maybe in 18 months, I'm getting ready to get paid. They'd be like, that nigga ain't got no teeth and he talking about money. Alright. Alright, now I'm blabbering. I'm out. Asset Builders Community. Look it up on Facebook. You understand? What else am I on? Look it up on Facebook. I got a lot of information on there about the Asset Builders Community. And I already gave you I'm going to do it one more time. 316-922-7000. Oh, there you go. To get your free consultation in Nomiks. I know I'm doing a cheap-ass video, but I know what the heck of heaven I'm talking about. Anyway, and the free book, I'm giving away stuff talking about money. I'm putting it on video, so there you go. The website, Bank School. You understand? Okay, get it right, Bates. Go to the website, www.wix.com/PRNTRKMTLA1. Don't put the number, just one. /bank. And what's that thing you put in the middle that I can't remember the day? /bank school. Alright? And I'll probably put it on the video below. And not let me forget, press the like button and share. Where y'all at? Alright? I'm out for real this time. Let's get paid. It's 2023. Don't depend on them or me. Learn. And while I'm in, I forgot so much stuff. Okay, I'm not done yet. One more thing. This is a Power Nomiks thing. I don't want to call it a business. If you don't know what Power Nomiks is, look it up. Dr. Claude Anderson's Powernomics. It's the first book I read all the way through ever in my life. So Powernomics has a national plan. It's a national black empowerment plan. And there are 12, and we're going to learn those 12 steps in the first month. But it's a national plan with tools, vision for ethno-aggregation and vertical integration. What all that means, look up Powernomics and he'll explain it. But then we go down here and he says, eliminate internal impediments to black self-empowerment. The second one is mindset. That's our first month. Mindset. Millionaire, billionaire mindset. Operate on a broad sense of a block. I don't like that word, but I know everybody calls themselves black, so I'll use it. On a black community. Avoid external, cross-purpose, and horizontal activities. He explains all this in the book, and I think he got videos out that explain all that. And then we go down to here, establish geographical turf and physical community. You see what I'm saying? All the stuff I've been telling you about, I have turf. I have my own turf. But right here in the hood, he's saying, like, when you're in the hood, establish turf in the hood. You know, don't come around my business doing no bullshit. And then we go and design schools for group competitiveness. The next one, group-based alternative economic structures. Now, that's where I got that from. Remember in the first part, I said we're going to be doing group buying, group bartering, group investing, group economics. Build group-based competitive, build group-based competitive, am I putting that in the way? Competitive machinery, that's what I just talked about. Expand traditional role of black churches. I am a tax. I have a tax ID number. And if you wanted to make a donation, you can donate to the Church of Divinity of Ancient Egypt. Yes, I am a priest. Why don't we have priests? Why do we have just preachers? Oh. Okay, churches, because churches are making billions. But we're not going to worry about them. My church is going to teach people how to get wealthy. Not just give me dollars, give me a dollar, put it up, $1 million up on the stage, and I'll say ha-ha, and everybody happy, go home broke. Everybody happy and broke. What kind of church? And not only are they broke, they sick and broke. Ain't you sick of being broke? Nick? Good. Alright, so you know, I ain't gonna go through the whole thing, but that's the Powernomics National Plan. Practice group economics, equip students to achieve national plan, practice group politics, group da-da-da-da-da. Right? Group. Time to build. So I made a little tiny poem. To get out of the red, see, when you're broke and poor, you're in the red, like if you smack a cocaine. To get out of the red, so-called blacks need to go green. Now that's the health part. And collect the gold. I got a video I did, you know, with all that psychic shit that talk about gold, touching gold. That gets into the ancient Egyptian stuff. How to touch it, how to get the energy off it. So, let me start over again. To get out of the red, so-called blacks need to go green and collect the gold so our children's children won't be bought and sold. Now again, going back to the Bible, it tells you in the Bible, I think it's Proverbs. I don't know, I forgot. But anyway, like I said, each one of those 8 ones, I got a Bible thing for it. And this one is talking about leave an inheritance. This is the Bible. Leave an inheritance for your children's children. You understand? What are you leaving? Oh, you think because you got a will, everything is cool? No, as I just showed you, there are other steps to collecting and keeping and passing down wealth. So that's it. I'm out. Oh man, I didn't go into the book. Oh jeez, it won't stop. Now I'm an hour and a half. But the book I didn't go into, right? When you join the book that I was saying, I already gave a bunch of free stuff away. You got 2 free books. I gave you the website, the whole school introduction on there, and all that free. Go to the website and get it. You ain't got to ask me for it, none of that, right? And just look at the website. But the book I will send you if you join the Asset Builders Community. So it's going to be called the Asset Builders Community University when we're in bank school, A.B.C. U. Yeah, A.B.C. U. But the book I will send you, as I started to say, is called, well, we are called the A.B.C. or Asset Builders Community, right? So this book, and believe me, it took me a minute to find. So what I do in this book is go through each of the letters of the alphabet and talk about a different asset, or different tangible assets. If you look this stuff up, look up tangible assets. It's a new way of, not new, wealthy people have always been buying art, but what's new is that now people are using it as a way of collecting wealth. Specifically, not just, oh, I got a bunch of money, I'm going to buy a good piece of art. So, I go through asset allocation. The ABCs of assets from A to Z. So the first one, A, art. And then we might go into another A. Well, let's go into something else. Antiques. You know, and then we learn how to find and buy different antiques. And then artifacts. I put that one in there because all the stuff that they stole from us, we need to start buying that stuff back and stop asking for it. Why are you asking for shit when you got money? And then B, you know, you might want to start a business. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into a group business where everybody going to be making dollar. So if, you know, you can start your children out with baseball cards. I had comic books. Oh man, I had Marvel comics. I had like the first editions because I'm, you know, from the 60s, and I had Black Panther, Fantastic. Those comic books are worth thousands. Like literally, maybe 30 years ago, I looked up the first Fantastic Four, and back then it was worth a couple of $2,000, something like that. A comic book. Are you starting to get the picture? You don't have to do no business, but you have to have a cash flow now. To buy stuff, you got to have some kind of cash coming in. So I'm gonna teach you how we gonna do all that. So, you know, you got baseball cards. My day was Willie Mays and all that, right? I'm trying to put it down in order. And then when you get to C, you got classic cards. Now again, many of you who join, the point of joining is that you don't have the capital and money to do these types of things. But the point is, when we come together as a group, as a team, we will be buying these things and making money as a group, and that will be a lot faster than you doing it by yourself. So the goal is for the goal of the Asset Builders Club is to make you each and every individual worth $1 million. I didn't say have $1 million cash in the bank. It is possible, but I want each and every member of the Asset Builders Club to be worth $1 million by the end of this course, and to start their family bank. Together, we are going to be the Roy T. Bates Bank, but each one of you who join will learn how to start your own family bank. Just had to get that out of the way while I remember. So you see what I'm saying? I put a whole book together that go from A to Z. Again, the boys might want to collect the baseball cards, but the girls, now my mother had a collection of dolls. You understand? She actually taught me physically. She didn't like teach me, sit me down, teach me, but she had a collection of dolls. So if you have a little boy, they might want to start out with baseball cards, but if you have a little girl, she might want to start with black dolls. You understand? So that's the thing. We're gonna go through the whole. Now the hardest one to find was Z. What the heaven do you collect that start with a Z? So yeah, I found a Z. What is it called? Zoology. Yes, you can collect dead animals. Hey, it's Z. What do you want from me? So I'm kind of having fun making these videos. So that's why I'm like, so, do you want to be a slave to their money? And when I say their money, I'm not talking, believe me, I'm going to keep repeating this. I worked for the beast. I worked at the Federal Reserve Bank. I worked within the Marine Corps. I didn't work for them, I was a slave. That's why I got out, because I was getting ready to sign back up, and they said, you are property of the Marine Corps. I'm like, I'm out. And then I worked for USA Petroleum, so I've worked for the people that got money, and that was way before I started studying Tai Chi. You understand? So I was actually into wealth and all that way before I was teaching Tai Chi and made up my own system and all that. So lastly, I just wanted to say that I'm kind of like, I guess you call it kind of a dedication to my mom and my pop, or my mom and my dad. So on the video you'll see kind of like the overname of this thing. I don't know if that's a real phrase, overname. But anyway, I call it Mom Mastering Our Money. And again, money is not, it's not just dollar bills. It's literally, by law, gold and silver. Mom, Mastering Our Money, and Dad, Divorcing American Dollars. I had to write that down because I didn't print it out. I just wanted to show it to you because I spelled doll R's specifically for a specifically purpose. What is a doll? Look it up. A doll is a representation, like if I made a doll of myself, it would be a representation of a human being, right? Like the dolls I just showed you that you can collect. Now, if you look at the doll or bill, you have all these Caucasian men, a representation of them on the bill. Now, so it's a doll. A doll. Doll. It's fake. And the next thing that tells you it's fake, because it's a bill. Do you think you're paying off something? I'm going to tell you something. If you're paying, say you buy furniture, for instance, right? Just to throw that out there. And you're paying on, you done paid it off and everything with dollar bills. Now this dollar fall apart. It's no good no more. that furniture company can come take your furniture away. Check it out, don't believe me. You do not own the furniture until you pay for it with money called gold and silver. A bill is a bill. You get an electric bill. You get a gas bill. So guess what? Read your dollar. It is a bill that stands in the place of real money. You don't believe me, as my teacher said? Check it out. I'm out. Peace. Asset Builders Community. $1,000 course. As low as $50 a month. If you want to pay the whole $1,000, that's cool too. Give me $1,000. I'll teach the shit out of you. I'm out. Oh, you can't press the button with your finger on the computer. You gotta find this little dang thing, but then you find the button over the button.